Welcome to Mind Flashing. Great to see that you watch our video. Will you dare to watch to the end? If you make it to the end, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Deep within the wild Appalachian wilderness lies a story of terror, survival, and the darkness that lurks within mankind. This is the true story behind one of the most disturbing survival horror tales in modern history. A journey that began as an adventure, but ended in a nightmare. This is the untold truth of a trip into the unknown. In the early 1970s, 4 men set out on a canoe trip down a remote Georgia river. They were experienced outdoorsmen, professionals who had planned the trip meticulously. But all the preparation in the world could not have readied them for what awaited. The river was wild, untouched, and deceptive in its beauty. The deeper they paddled, the further they moved away from the world they knew. What they didn't know was that they were venturing into a place where the rules of civilization no longer applied. The land had its own laws and its own predators. As they paddled deeper into the wilderness, they encountered a small, isolated community. The locals were distant, their stares lingering a little too long. Something about their silence felt wrong. At a gas station near the river, a man with yellowed teeth and sunken eyes watched them from the shadows, whispering something to his companion before disappearing into the trees. An unease settled in their stomachs, but they dismissed it. They were strangers in a rural town. Of course, the locals would be wary of them. But what they didn't realize was that they weren't just being watched. They were being hunted. The serenity of the river was shattered when the group was ambushed. It happened so fast, rustling in the bushes, the snapping of branches, and suddenly, figures emerging from the shadows. The men weren't armed, but their attackers were. The nightmare began. What followed was a descent into madness, a brutal attack, the echoes of laughter from unseen figures, and the realization that escape might not be possible. The attackers were more than just brutal. They were methodical. They knew the land, they knew how to track, and most terrifyingly, they knew how to make their prey suffer. One man was lost. His screams had faded into the wind hours ago, swallowed by the mountains. The survivors moved in silence, communicating with glances, their bodies trembling from exhaustion. They had no food, no weapons, only the will to live. And as night fell, the true horror began. They weren't alone, the hunters were near, and they were playing with them. They could feel the eyes on them, hear the soft crunch of leaves beneath unseen feet. It was not just fear, it was the certainty that they would not make it out alive. Desperate and out of options, the remaining men turned on their pursuers. A fight unlike any other unfolded in the darkness, an explosion of fear, violence, and survival instinct. But by dawn, only 2 would remain. They stumbled back to civilization, battered and hollowed out shells of who they once were. They had survived, but at what cost? When the authorities investigated, they found little evidence. No bodies, no signs of struggle, only an abandoned canoe and a blood-stained rock. The locals denied knowing anything. The case went cold, but those who lived through it knew the truth. Something still lurks in those woods, and it is waiting. The events of that fateful trip remain a chilling reminder of the thin line between civilization and chaos. To this day, locals whisper about the dark waters and the spirits that haunt them. Some say the hunters never left. Would you dare paddle down that river? If you dare, please let us know in the comments. If you want to hear more of this, please like this video and subscribe to Mind Flashing. Thanks for watching and see you next time.